One of the most common financial questions I get asked is, how much money should I have saved by age 30? And right after that comes, how much should I be saving or investing each month? These are crucial questions, and in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down the answers to help you better understand where you should be on your financial journey today. Now, the numbers may surprise you. In fact, stats show that the average 20-something in the US has less than $10,000 saved. This varies widely, but it's clear that many people feel unsure about their financial standing as they move through their 20s. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone, and today we're breaking down exactly how you can change that. But before we dive deep into the numbers, it's important to remember that where you live and your lifestyle have a huge impact on your savings. For example, somebody living in rural Alabama will likely have very different financial circumstances than somebody living in a place like New York City or San Francisco. And that will affect how much you can save realistically by age 30. The guidelines I'm giving today is a general target, but it's important to adapt it to your own income level and expenses. Your financial goals should reflect your unique financial situation, so take these benchmarks and apply them in a way that makes sense for you. At the end of the day, personal finance is, in fact, you guessed it, personal. Let's start with a checklist of key areas to focus on in your 20s to set yourself up for financial success. These aren't just tips, by the way. These are foundational steps that will build the structure for your future financial health. First and foremost, you need to build an emergency fund. Ideally, this should cover at least 3 months of living expenses, and that's because life is unpredictable. Whether it's unexpected medical bills, job losses, have an emergency fund gives you a safety net and prevents you from relying on debt to cover any of these surprise expenses. Now, if you really want to fast track building that fund, I highly recommend using a high yield savings account instead of traditional savings accounts. All right, these high yield savings accounts typically offer a much higher interest rate, 4 to 5%, which means your money grows a lot faster while sitting in a relatively safe place. And instead of earning pennies in a standard savings account, your emergency fund will be working for you, earning more in interest without any extra effort on your part. I've included my top recommended high yield savings accounts in the link in the description below. It's an easy way to make sure your emergency fund is optimized and growing while staying easily accessible for you when you need it. Having your emergency savings in a high yield savings account is small, but powerful. It's this amazing step towards securing your financial foundation. And again, it's really no extra effort on your part. So might as well park your money in a place that's going to be earning a lot more than 0.04%, which is the national average. Next, budgeting is a game changer. It's not about restricting your spending. And I felt that way too growing up because my mom used it in such a negative connotation. What it's really about is giving every single dollar a purpose. When you have a budget, you can track your income, understand your expenses, and see exactly where your money is going. Over time, this allows you to adjust and optimize your financial habits, accelerating your journey towards your goals. The earlier you implement this habit, the faster you're going to see your progress in your savings, your investments. If you're paying off debt, your goals, maybe potentially getting a house. For the budget, I highly recommend checking out the link in the description below for the budget template. A whole bunch of people in my community use and absolutely love it. If you have any high interest debt, such as credit card debt, it should be a priority. The interest in these debts can quickly, and if left unchecked, it can erode your financial growth. Paying this type of debt early not only frees up your cash flow, but also ensures you're not throwing away money on interest payments in the long term. I want to put a pause here and acknowledge something important. Many people, especially young adults, are starting their financial journey with a negative net worth due to student loans. This is more common than you might think, and if you find yourself in this situation, please know you are not alone. Having debt at the start of your financial life, especially if you're not yet earning your full income potential, can feel overwhelming. But I don't want to let it discourage you. It's all about taking small steps towards consistent paying it off while building up your financial habits. The path to financial success and wellness isn't always smooth, but by staying proactive with budgeting, managing debt, and planning the future, you're going to get there. And as a matter of fact, I am highly confident that if you set your mind to it, you're going to achieve any of the freaking goals that you set out in this lifetime. Because what? We're priceless up in here. And if you feel that way and want to see more, make sure to subscribe. Now is the time to start investing now. Even if it's a small amount, whether it's $100 or $200 per month, the key is consistency. The earlier you start investing, the more time your money has to grow through the power of compound interest. This growth accelerates over time. So even small contributions can lead to significant richness and wealth by the time you reach retirement age. You can get started with investing by using Moomoo, one of my favorite brokerage accounts. If you use the link in my description and invest just $100, you'll receive free stocks, which is a great way to kickstart your investment journey. And pro tip here, another super easy way to start investing with minimal effort is by using Acorns. This app automatically invests your spare change by rounding up your purchases to the nearest dollar. And I've been using that thing since maybe 2019, 2020, and has it grown into this giant ass oak tree. So how it works basically is every time you buy something, Acorn rounds up that amount and invests the extra spare change. It's super simple, hands off to build your investment portfolio without even noticing the money leaving your account. It's perfect if you're looking to ease into investing without having to think about it too much. Now, switching gears a bit, let's talk about your 30s. At this stage, you're likely well into your career and starting to think more about retirement. But just because you're getting started doesn't mean you can relax when it comes to saving. According to financial experts and research from sources like Fidelity, by the time you reach 30, you should have aimed to save approximately 1 year's salary. That's right, guys. If you're earning $60,000 a year, the goal is to have at least $60,000 saved by the time you are 30. Now, this amount doesn't need to be sitting in a checking account. It can be spread across your savings accounts, investment accounts, and even your retirement accounts like a 401k or Roth IRA. As a matter of fact, this is how we like to plan over at Priceless using the money map. What's important here is building a diversified portfolio, your financial safety net, so that your money is working for you in multiple places. If you're hearing this guideline and feeling a bit overwhelmed, I want you to remind you that's not the point of this video. You may be thinking, how am I supposed to save that much on top of retirement, kids' college funds, all these other things going on in life? The key is to consistently pay yourself first before anything else gets a slice of your paycheck. Set up those automatic transfers, increase your retirement contributions at every raise, and cut unnecessary expenses. Check out our 7-day free financial makeover guide if you want that entire book on how to do all of this in a matter of 7 days, straight to your inbox. Super easy. You're going to find so much success in this. I'm super excited for you on that. So if you want that, link in the description. What I'm trying to say though here is that there is this general rule of thumb, not an absolute measure of success. The purpose is to give you a framework, a target to aim for as you progress through your financial journey. And if you're behind, the good news is that it's never too late to start. Financial success is not a sprint, and every step you take today forward can put you on a better path for your future self. So instead of just stressing, let me show you right now why starting now is the most important thing that you can do. Let's break down the power of compound interest here, which is one of the most powerful tools at your disposal, especially if you're young. If you start investing in your 20s, even with small amounts like $100 or $200 a month, you're getting into compounding. This means your investments will grow not just based on the amount you contribute, but also on the returns those contributions generate over time. Let's break this down with a very, very easy example. Imagine you just started investing $200 a month at age 25. You continue to do this consistently every month until you retire at 65. Assuming an average annual return of 7%, which, guys, is about the historical average for the stock market, by the time you're 65, you'd have approximately $528,000. That's over $500,000 from an investment that just began with $200 a month. The key takeaway here, the earlier you start, the more time your money has to grow through the power of compound interest. Compound interest just doesn't add to your savings, it multiplies them. Even if you're in your 30s and feeling behind, starting now can still make a huge difference in the long run. If you're curious about how much your investments can grow over time with the power of compound interest, I've got something for you. Click the link in the description to access my free compound interest calculator. It's a super simple tool where you can input your numbers, whether it's your starting investment, monthly contributions, or estimated rate of return, and see exactly how your money can multiply over the years. It's a great way to visualize how small, consistent contributions can turn into this significant amount of wealth by the time that you retire. So check it out and see how much your investments can grow. Now, let's dive into a quick checklist of financial habits you'll want to focus on in your 30s. These will set the foundation for long-term financial success. By the time you hit your 30s, you may have started earning more, perhaps through raises or new job opportunities. But here's the trap. Just because you're making more money doesn't mean you should spend more. Lifestyle inflation is a very real thing. It's when you increase your spending as your income grows. To secure your financial future, I want you to keep your expenses in check and resist the temptation to upgrade your lifestyle with every raise. As you progress in your career, you'll want to increase the percentage of your income that's going towards investments. By your 30s, aim to invest 10 to 20% of your income, whether it's into a 401k if your employer offers it, an IRA, or a brokerage account. The more you invest, the greater your returns will be in the long run. Don't just rely on one source of income. In your 20s, start exploring ways to diversify that income. Whether it's a side hustle, freelancing, or investing in real estate, having multiple streams of income can provide financial security and help you reach your savings goals a lot faster. Plus, that extra income can supercharge your investments. So if you're approaching your 30s and are wondering where you should be financially, a good benchmark is to have 1 year's salary saved. The goal from here is to save an additional year's worth of salary from 30 to 35, and then another year's worth of salary from 35 to 40. So by the time you reach 40, you should have aimed to have saved 3x or 3 times your salary. This may seem like a large number, but don't forget about the compounding effect on the money you've already saved in your 20s and early 30s. Compound interest does a lot of the heavy lifting for you. Let's break this down. If you're earning $60,000 a year by age 40, Your target is to have saved $180,000. Now, let's say by age 30, you've already saved the equivalent of your annual salary, $60,000. Thanks to that power of compound interest, with an average annual return of 8%, that $60,000 could grow into more than twice your salary by the time you're 40. This means that the remaining amount you need to save and invest between ages 30 and 40 to hit your goal of $180,000 is roughly $52,000. What's important here is how consistent savings and compound interest work together to significantly boost your net worth over time. If you start saving and investing in your 20s and continue through your 30s, reaching these financial milestones becomes much more achievable. Even the idea of saving 3 times your salary by 40 seems daunting. It's entirely within your reach with the strategies and habits I just mentioned to put in place. The earlier you're starting, the less pressure you're going to feel as you approach those key financial milestones. Now, let's take a look at your 40s. While hitting the 3 times salary savings mark is a significant accomplishment, there are 3 key areas you're going to want to focus on to maintain this financial momentum and ensure you're on track for a comfortable retirement. By the time you're in your 40s, you should be maxing out your retirement contributions. This includes your 401k, IRA, or other retirement accounts. The IRS sets limits on how much you can contribute each year, so aim to hit that limit. The earlier you max out, the more time your investments have to grow. And if you're new to the whole world of retirement accounts, let's break it down quickly, the different types of options that you have. 401ks. This is typically offered through your employer. Contributions are made pre-tax, meaning you're not taxed with the money that you put in until you withdraw it at the end in retirement. Many employers offer matching contributions, which is essentially free money, so always take advantage of that. Roth IRAs. With a Roth IRA, your contributions are made with after-tax dollars. And the benefit here is that your withdrawals in retirement are tax-free. If you expect to be in a higher tax bracket when you retire, a Roth IRA can be a really great option. All right, health savings accounts. While not traditional retirement accounts, an HSA can be super powerful. It's a triple tax advantaged account. You contribute pre-tax dollars to, it grows tax-free, and withdrawals for qualified medical expenses are also tax-free. After age 65, you can use it for basically any expense, though non-medical withdrawals are taxed like a 401k. All right, your 40s are also a great time to diversify your income. By now, you may have more earning power and experience, so look into building additional income streams. This could include real estate investments, starting a business, or even more aggressive investing strategies in your brokerage accounts. The more income streams you have, the better protected you'll be from economic downturns or unexpected job changes. At this point, your financial goals should be becoming very clear. It's crucial to regularly review and adjust your financial plan to ensure it aligns with your long-term objectives. I like to think of it as a living, breathing document, not like something ingrained in stone. This plan includes revisiting your budget, reassessing your investment strategy, and ensuring your retirement accounts are on track. By making adjustments where necessary, you can stay proactive and avoid any surprises as you move closer to retirement. As you move through your 40s, it's essential to focus on paying off any remaining debt with the exception of your mortgage. This includes credit card balances, student loans, car loans, or any personal loans that may be still outstanding. High interest debt in particular can heavily weigh on your finances, draining money that could be going towards those investments and those savings. So eliminating non-mortgage debt frees up your cash flow and allows you to put more money towards retirement or other wealth building strategies. Plus, entering your 50s with little to no debt means less financial stress as you move closer to retirement. So if you're watching this video, whether you're in your 20s, 30s, or 40s, the key is to make consistent steps towards building a secure financial future. Thanks so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe and check out the links in the description if you're ready to start investing or need more priceless financial tips. And remember, You got this no matter where you're at in your financial journey. There are always ways to thrive, not just survive.